Does being a simp pay off? Is dating an OnlyFans girl setting yourself up for relationship success? Will everything turn out good in the end if you decide to date a woman who's involved with this? The answer is, of course, no. It will end up in a ball of flames. But before we see whether or not this man has learned from his mistakes and has actually turned from simping, let's go back to the original video.
So to bring it back to kind of what we were talking about, your fiance, your girlfriend, she strips, does OnlyFans, makes content with other men. Do you have any concerns? For example, I mean, the obvious one to me is STDs.
Mm-hmm. We get tested all the time, and it's people wear protection, and you get...
Hold on.
Martin super chatted $100.
Yeah, thanks, Marquavius.
Mick and Keeley, money, money, money. I was born poor. I'm in my 30s and am now multi-millionaire. Brian can confirm that. I can purchase anything imaginable, except this. My soul, my character, my honor, my reputation. Those are very much perishable. Not worth it.
What is a soul? What is a soul?
Notice how she goes right along and latches on to soul instead of answering character, honor, and reputation. Because clearly she lacks the latter three. She's going to try and latch onto that point just to deflect from the issue at hand, which is the fact that she's given up a very core part of herself for monetization. She has sold out, and there's no replacing or undoing that.
Your response to Marquavius?
I think I get what you're trying to say, but nothing bad's going to happen to us. We're forever. I'm not even worried. Like, I never thought I would find anyone because both of us are really weird. It's hard for anyone to find their soulmate, and once you find it, then you're good.
Well,
you're like,
my response is I don't believe in a soul, and
what kind of Buddhist?
I do meditate though, and I just let my mind be clear of.
See how her simp is just like a parrot that reinforces everything she says? Do you believe in character, honor, and reputation, though? Last time I checked, those three things are not the same thing as soul. And you have failed to mention them, curiously. Maybe it's because they know what they do is shameful, deep down. They know this is a disgraceful and shameful arrangement that they have. And if you noticed right at the beginning, the OnlyFans girl said that they would be together forever. So either she is lying to us, she's lying to obscure and defend her life choices from us, from our scrutiny, from our correct judgment that this is a bad idea for him to date her, or she has absolutely no idea what it's like to actually be in love with someone who you want to spend the rest of your life with. Two options here. Because remember, this relationship didn't work out.
Thoughts and worries and depression and things like that. So if that's how you feel, that's okay. I don't think about it, like I said.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
In what ways has your industry negatively impacted you?
Well, I really don't think it has impacted me. Obviously, I don't like what I'm doing, but it's not that big of a deal.
SL_I.D._72E9F52DO24F3A06 donated $100. Another tip for people dogging Keely's man: at the end of the day he's clapping her cheeks and you'll likely be buying her content to watch it happen. Stay mad, single, and jerking her to her while she's getting clapped. You're more a cup than him, he's the pimp.
Confirm and deny, are you the pimp?
That's right, yeah.
We're each other's pimp. We're like our, you know.
And you know what? At the end of the night, she comes home to me and I get to give her a hug and a kiss, and the rest of you are all paying for that, so.
First of all, no one looks at this man and thinks pimp. This guy is not pimpin', he's not gangster, he's not tough. He looks like a depressed, broken loser. In fact, I bet that's why he meditates. That's why he has to meditate, to clear away the depressive thoughts that cloud his mind if he doesn't meditate. He's broken. He's a broken man. That's why he's dating a girl who bangs other men on camera for money. Just look at his demeanor. He looks depressed. He sounds like Eeyore. When someone thinks of healthy, strong, confident masculinity, they don't think of this guy. And he is literally living the most blue-pilled lifestyle possible. And the whole, oh, she comes back to me at the end of the day, I'm the one who she gets in bed with at night, is just a complete and total cope. You hear him, he goes, "Oh, she gives me a hug and a kiss. Who was she sucking in that video she filmed earlier that day? I hope she washed her mouth out for your sake."
Yeah, they're just jealous because they're single behind a screen.
On that note,
Haters.
have you, ever since being on the show, this is your third appearance, have you noticed an increase in OnlyFans subscribers?
I have, yeah.
Oh God, what
Like,
you
Yes.
guys?
At least 100, yeah.
Yes,
100? What you guys doing?
yes, a ton of them
Bro,
are actually. I did
guys.
check last night, and there's tons of you that are subscribing and following her. So if you don't like it, then why are you giving us your money?
Yo, OnlyFans.com/whatever. OnlyFans.com/whatever. Okay. Okay, so
The double-edged sword of podcasts like these, aside from being very repetitive and somewhat annoying, as some of you have let me know, is that there are guys who will watch them just so they can subscribe to the OnlyFans of the girls who come on and act crazy. And that's a serious problem, and simps need to be better held accountable. Simp behavior is wrong and unacceptable, and the manosphere calls that out. People on the right do call that out. But the fact that this OnlyFans girl has apparently gained subscribers just by coming on this podcast doesn't negate the fact that what she does is unacceptable and shameful. People like this will always use charges of hypocrisy to attempt to deflect away from the fact that their own behavior is unacceptable.
the STD thing, is there a concern there?
No, because they do get tested for the industry, and then there is protection. But most of them can be done with medicine nowadays. If she did get one of the ones that you can't take care of with medicine, that would be a concern.
Well, sure. I mean, there's the treatable ones, but I mean,
The non-treatable ones
That's-
would be a concern, yeah, if it did happen.
Visual and super chatted 100.
yo, thank you, man.
Hello,
Yes,
Mr. IRS agent. Yes, that's them over there.
Oh shit.
Yes, well, you know what? Look, we don't pay a lot of taxes, but we still have to
Closer
pay
to the
some.
mic.
Some taxes you still have to pay, okay? OnlyFans, you still have to sign that stuff, okay? But yes,
Yeah,
some
OnlyFans
of the
takes a lot
stuff.
of your money too. So.
Yeah, and you know what? And she doesn't, her agency, the management, everybody's getting a cut. And by the time we pay the taxes, she doesn't get to keep a lot of stuff too. So if we paid a lot more of the taxes, we wouldn't have a lot of money.
Okay, by the way, guys, there are 5,500 of you watching right now. The chat is on fire. Guys, get us to 2,000 likes if you can. Get us to 2,000 likes, you know? But yeah, almost 6,000 watching. Sweet. Get us to 2,000 likes if you can. Okay, so... Oh,
Can I go
ahead.
back to my question? So you said that at times you want to quit and you come home and you hate your job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone has J's like that at any job. You know, it's not just the adult industry. Everyone comes home crying. Like I used to come home crying because my manager was a dick and I was making $400 a week. And, you know, they're like, you're not wearing your uniform right. You know, and like I get less micromanagement with the adult industry. At least I get to look cute, you know, and show up when I want.
Yeah, but at least people who work at McDonald's still have their character, honor, and reputation. They still have their integrity. You know, those immaterial things that can't simply be bought back.
Choose my own
Nix
hours.
donated $100.
Thanks, Nix.
Question to the cuck in the
My
corner.
God.
When you kiss your girl's mouth, do you usually taste a black
Oh
man's
my
cum?
God.
That's like I obviously brush my. I don't touch him until I showered and brush my teeth because hygiene. You know, even after you pee, you know, you don't want to touch your person.
Yeah.
Like if he eats an onion, I'm not gonna kiss him right after. If he's sick, I'll make sure he, you know, blows his nose and brushes his
She
teeth.
refuses my kiss in the morning, you know, usually.
Sometimes his breath stinks, and sometimes mine does
Yeah.
too. You know.
Normal.
See how they have to make an almost sort of false equivalency here to make a false comparison of sorts to suggest that eating an onion or having morning breath is the same as going down on someone else. As annoying and repetitive as this podcast can be sometimes, it just really showcases that the blue pill mindset is nothing but a parade of stupid excuses to obscure the truth and to equivocate.
So you brush your teeth, then you
Unashamed
kiss.
Truth donated $100.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Have some self-respect. Your woman is a representation of yourself. If your woman is a 304, then you are low-value man. There is thousands of people watching this and you only got 100. Not a big accomplishment.
Word?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's
But I
good
guess
amount.
so. My question to you is,
you can't expect I mean, 1 or 2% of the people are going to sub. Not everybody. 5,000 people are not going to sub to OnlyFans. I think that's an unrealistic
There's people who are going to
expectation.
like you, people who are not going to like you. Just like all of us at this table. Everyone's going to like some of us, then like some of us less. You know, like people have opinions, you know.
but so it seemed like from what you said, the primary reason that you got into doing adult content and stripping was for financial reasons.
For money, and also, well, I got into dancing at the clubs because, for one, I wanted something glamorous and fun, like.
There you have it. This woman is naturally an attention-seeking thought. Too often in these conversations, you'll have women say, "Oh, that was my past. I've changed. I can change my behavior." Can't people change their behavior? People can turn around, make new decisions for themselves. Personal growth is possible. First of all, that's a manipulation tactic. And secondly, they did these things because they had serious issues with their personality. This woman is an attention whore. She likes the attention she gets from doing stuff like this. She's not satisfied by getting the attention from one man. It's not as though these actions just occur in a vacuum, or that literally any woman does them, and men who have a problem with women's behavior, women who engage in this behavior, are just being irrational because it's like literally any woman is capable of it or any woman could do it. No, there is a specific psychology that goes along with this, specific justifications, specific steps. This is a very conscious and active process.
Sorry, hold on.
Black Socrates super chatted $100. Dude. Keely opened herself up to danger and ridicule, and still insists on sharing everything she gets with you. And you still sit there and say you want a prenup. You don't deserve her, and she doesn't deserve a guy so unwilling to sacrifice she resorts to sex work.
Yeah, but I mean, a prenup too also means I don't get to take all of her money either.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally just talked to.
Oh my God, the chat is on fire.
$100 to the boyfriend. As an epic gamer, you can get in a union and make 35 an hour starting. If money is your issue, there are plenty of options. You're an able-bodied young man. I'd never put myself in a position where my lover sells herself. Loktar Ogar.
As you heard her say with the dancing, she got into this because fundamentally she wanted to. He couldn't provide a certain lifestyle for her, so that's why she got into this. It's not that she couldn't live unless she did this. It's not that she was literally 2 days away from starving, so she had to sell her body. It's because she needed a quick buck, she was already into stripping, and she thought this would also be glamorous.
I think a lot of us are hearing from both of you that there's some emotional wrestling with what your current situation is looking like right now. You kind of want to quit, and you say you really don't like your job, but you're not sure when you want to retire, and it seems to be escalating every day. And
happy.
you don't want to
I just-
know what's happening behind the scenes. Do you think that there's a chance that that could ruin the opportunity to get married or leave some sort of emotional permanence?
We're together forever. I'm not even worried, so.
I think she definitely
Into the
wants
mic,
to.
into the mic.
I think she definitely wants to quit. She comes back and is just like, I'm done with this job, and she has weeks where she definitely is tired of it. And if she wants to do it, then by far she can do it. We're, you know.
What if she doesn't
I'm
want
all
to?
Open. If she doesn't want to, then that's fine too. It's as long as she's working and bringing in money, and I'm working and bringing in money, whatever job she has. She's probably going to quit in the next, she's 25. We'll probably say 5 more years of it.
What if she doesn't?
It could be less.
Theoretically, what if you guys aren't married in a few years and the
And
cycle has continued?
If she
to grow?
doesn't, then I'll probably confront her and say, look, it's time to quit. We have money coming in from other sources. I believe she can keep the OnlyFans, but she doesn't need to do the other stuff. As long as the OnlyFans is bringing in enough, that's
Why is that the
honestly fine.
boundary?
Because that would be just like stuff that's already out there, content that's already there.
And you can post
don't
whatever
have to
you
do
want,
very
so
much.
it doesn't have to be
It's
nudity,
a very passive income, I would say, while the other stuff is more active income.
Yeah.
Now let's see how these plans played out. If their love was really forever love. If they're actually together forever. Let's take a look and see how this arrangement turned out.
So you're single, Mick?
It's gonna be in the inbox here.
What happened?
Well, that's what I'm here to discuss.
Nick,
about.
Nick,
That's
please,
what I'm
in the
here to
mic.
discuss about is being single now. Yeah.
All right, Mick, give us the background here, okay?
So last time I was on the podcast that many have seen, I was with
Can you
Keely.
scoot into the table a little bit?
It's kind of hard between these.
Or
two,
do you want
but
to just hold the mic? You can hold the mic.
I can.
Just get close to it. Get close to it.
Okay, so last time I was on here, I was with Keely Rose, who is an OnlyFans girl. And yeah, she basically, after 6 years of living together and being together every day, she left me for another guy. And she's currently in Melbourne, Australia with this other guy. And it kind of came abruptly out of nowhere for me a few months ago. And I was very heartbroken about it, but now I'm here ready to discuss it and show that I am okay and I will survive.
He sounds like an abuse victim. He's like, I made it through. I'm a battered man, but I made it through. I just have this image in my head. We're like the police interviewing him. He's got a black eye. He's like huddled over in a blanket like, this is what she did to me. This is how she abused me. What an idiot. I hope he learned his lesson.
You guys were married, right?
Were you guys married?
We were engaged. And
right.
For a few years we were engaged, and I definitely was committed to her and definitely loved her and wanted to be in a monogamous relationship with her and was monogamous during that period. Even though she was doing things with other guys for money, I always figured that at least, even if it was for money, at least she still loved me, and it was just sex. It wasn't love, and it wasn't making love, and she would come back to me, and that would be love.
As one of my followers very astutely pointed out, and shout out to the Southern Israelite, if you know, you know, romantic love, as this cuck, this simp in this video has conceived of it, is a lie. It is a fiction. It does not exist. It is a lie first conceived of by women to justify their raging emotions and attachment to men who they view as outstanding. And it's sold to the general public as a sort of cure-all for our problems. And it's part of the general feminization of the American mind. Just like Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella, women naturally wait for a man to come in and sweep them off their feet, to save them from their problems and buy them nice things and to rescue them. And men have almost really been taught to expect the same thing from women. That's what creates simps. You have these men who think that that by acting nice and by repeating blue pill talking points, they'll get a woman and all of their problems will go away. This sort of limerence, this romantic love and obsession, the belief that you are completed in your partner, this deep saccharine romanticism, is not for men, ultimately. It's not for healthy men. It's not for men with backbone. It's not for men with self-respect. Men should not look for fulfillment in women, because women can't fundamentally provide that for men. And this guy in the black t-shirt was misled, and the choices he made, the decisions he made, based off of these false ideas and his emotions, were ultimately disastrous. So let's continue to sift through the fallout.
You know, now I'm definitely, you know, shocked by it. You don't expect your spouse to leave you for another man, but you know, stranger things have happened in this world, and so I'm not alone. I'm sure there's many guys in my boat, but I'm all right because I still have my dog, and we go hiking and do things together. So at least I'm not alone. And you know, I purchased my first property for investment, so I do have cash flow that's going to be coming in soon, so I don't need her money anyway. And I'm purchasing a house in North Carolina. It'll feel pretty empty, you know, up in the mountains there without her, you know, because I was going to buy it with her, the intention of her being with me, but now it's just going to be my little buddy and I. and I'm gonna build a recording studio in it and go hiking and hopefully meet someone new.
I guess the silver lining of this is he has a somewhat positive outlook, even though he still sounds depressed, and he is apparently making some wise financial decisions. He's bought property, so I guess good for him.
Just for context for people, they appeared together. Keely, at the time, and I believe still currently, she was a stripper, correct?
Well, she started as a stripper for a few years, and then when lockdowns happened, she wasn't able to make any money, so she went to being a porn star, and then from being a porn star to doing OnlyFans. And when she was on here, she hadn't done porn in like a year anyway, so it was
Right.
like just OnlyFans that we were basically living off of, and then my income too.
But was she was doing scenes on OnlyFans with other men, is that correct, if I recall?
No, not necessarily, unless it was like a sugar daddy that was giving her money, and then they would film content or something around it if there was, and then she but no, it was mostly just pictures of her and stuff,
Just one sec. So while you were with her, she was sleeping with other men, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And do you feel like, if I recall the conversations that we were having about that, you said you were okay with it, but it occurred to me that you felt to some degree pressured by her to accept the situation?
I think at first I was like really disturbed by it and didn't want it. Then I started to get more used to it and become numb to the fact that that was what was going on. But then as time went on, it was like we're gonna have a home together. I want to have kids. I want to have
Wait, is this what you're saying, or is this what she's saying?
This is what I was saying to her.
Okay,
like,
I see.
I want a committed relationship. I want to love you and cherish you as my wife. I don't want you sleeping around anymore. Like that started to sink in more as I was getting older. Like when we met, I was like 20, 21, but now I'm 27, almost 28, and a lot can happen in those few years. So it's like I've matured now to where, like, before I was young and naive, and now I'm like a man who wants to have a full-time job, a committed wife and kids, and raise them and have a home and pay a mortgage and do all those adult stuff that I didn't want to do previously, when we first met.
Yeah, the ramifications of being married to an OnlyFans girl really began to sink in, because she still thinks this lifestyle is glamorous. She hasn't matured. She's in arrested development. And it's just worth pointing out that the stream where he was saying all these things and defending her choices was only 7 months ago. He has this clarity now only because he's so recently experienced these drastic life changes, this brutal rejection, this atrocious betrayal on the part of his OnlyFans girlfriend, who assured him that everything would be fine and they'd be together forever. He could so easily relapse and go back to being a simp.
So it's a very different mindset. So I think we kind of went further and further apart, because I wanted to be essentially a normal middle-aged adult in America.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $100. Mick, you dodged the bullet there. Don't be a simp, be a pimp and move on to a woman that is not a 304 cum dumpster. Maybe get TF out of CA, take some testosterone, hit the gym. Your future children will thank you.
I hit the gym every day, actually, right down the road here. But yeah, I agree with you. I did dodge a bullet. It could have ended worse. But the thing is that she wants to continue to sleep around, meet other guys. She wants to party and drink and smoke, and I don't drink at all. I don't party at all. I don't smoke at all. I don't do any of that stuff. I love socializing. I love meeting new people, but I'm not into partying and all that stuff, and that's what she really wants to do. And I think she's almost become like an alcoholic, because she can't handle... I've done a lot of research into psychology, and I believe she's a malignant narcissist, and her coping mechanism for her anxiety and for her narcissism is to sleep with men, smoke weed, and drink alcohol to cope with that, because it's like almost like a mental disorder that she has to cope with.
Wow, the woman who was advocating for free love in the most extreme sense had a mental disorder. Who was surprised by that? Blue pillars will literally make excuses for the most antisocial behaviors exhibited in women, and then call you a misogynist for having a problem with what they say. Because that's what this man was doing all in the last video. A relationship with no standards, no boundaries, because now, admittedly, he was in a relationship with a malignant narcissist who thrived off of this attention, this excess attention from men, from drinking, from smoking, from partying, that he wasn't enough to satisfy her. This open hole, this vacuum, this black hole. That's why guys don't want to date OnlyFans girls. That's why guys don't want to date girls with long pasts, even if they're not OnlyFans girls. Girls who have high body counts. Because people's behavior has a social significance. It says something about their psychology. It says something about who they are as a person. And the blue pill will never hide this.
To deal with all the stress and anxiety that comes with being a narcissist. And if you don't know what a malignant narcissist is, just Google it. But
so
that's just...
how recently did you guys officially split or break up?
So she flew out about a week ago to Melbourne, Australia. So that was like officially the it's over kind of deal for me. But we were keeping in touch for the past few months, and she was lying to me about it. She was kind of manipulating me and like telling me that she still loved me and she still wanted to be with me, because I think she couldn't deal with the with me leaving her and being apart from her. So that was a very big stress for her. But I think
that's also why she could sleep with other guys, but he wasn't free to sleep with other girls, because she wore the pants in this relationship. She was calling the shots. She was a controlling lunatic.
But basically, I went out and saw, we were spending time together and everything, and she would completely ignore me and start talking to this other guy, and I'm thinking something's up, and then she started acting like I'm just not even there, like spending 99% of the time with this other person. She's like, no, I'm here. But when someone's there in the room with you but not present and not looking you in the eyes and talking to you, that's essentially what was happening for a month. And she was falling asleep in another bed away from me, and video chatting with this other guy, and I'm thinking, this is just wrong. Do you love me anymore? She's like, you don't have to get upset about it. And she's kind of gaslighting me too, being like, well, you can sort of be with, you can still be with me and I can be with him and we can be in an open relationship. And I'm like, I don't want an open relationship. I want you. And you're trying to be with this other guy, and I don't understand why you think this is okay.
She thought it was okay because this man is or was a doormat, and for no other reason. If you do not impose strong boundaries with a woman, you don't make it clear that this is what's okay and this is what's not okay, then she will run roughshod over you, like this woman did with this man. If you are not clear, if you do not keep your pimp hand strong, you will end up like this guy.
So, and how long has this been going on?
For the past few months.
But you said just a week ago.
She finally left.
When's the last time you saw her?
About a month ago now.
Oh, a month ago. So you guys had kind of been split, but she flew to Australia. And
I had a lot of her things. I had to give her some of her stuff and everything. She basically was living in, away from me. So it was like I, was giving her back some of her things, and she, and I were still I was taking her out to eat and talking and asking how she was doing and stuff, But she just started treating me so shitty for no reason. I'm just it's I'm not even being mean. It wasn't like I was abusive or a drug addict or something. I was just literally can we talk and have just normal discussion? But she couldn't even talk. Her attention span right now is like a goldfish. Last time you guys saw her, she's a completely different person.
She is who she always was deep down, and the facade that she was putting on to entertain this man she finally ran out of energy to keep that up. And that's when the mask slipped and he saw who she really was.
Have you had a rebound yet? Are you ready? Do you think you're ready for a rebound?
I went on one date a bit ago, like a few weeks ago, with a girl, but she kind of ghosted me since our date, so I don't know. But that's it. So no. But I would be happy to, if any girls out there want to message me, I would be happy to respond.
Would you date another OnlyFans girl? You're like, no.
I would consider it if she's really great, but
I'd be traumatized.
But
after that.
I think
This man has Stockholm Syndrome. Pray for him. It's also notable how these other thoughts, these modern women, react to him saying that he'd still be willing to date an OnlyFans girl after all of this. It is justifiable, entirely justifiable, that he would never want to do this again. Even other modern women can recognize it, but he's still like, I'm on the fence. This is a man who is entirely broken. This is a man who has completely swallowed and imbibed the blue pill. His spirit, his will to live, is shattered.
it would probably be best if like I just hooked up with an OnlyFans girl and not tried to get in a committed, loving relationship with an OnlyFans girl. However, if she's really nice and she's still committed to me, I would be okay if she had an OnlyFans. However, I probably should be looking for something else,
With your past experience, would you recommend to other men that they don't date girls that do OnlyFans?
I would suggest you date someone who makes you happy and who's going to love you for who you are, and probably don't date a narcissist unless you are a narcissist yourself.
Do you think that...
There we go, a non-answer showing that he has basically learned nothing. When the only operative moral principle is just do whatever makes you happy, then this is the result. A spineless, broken man.
Oh, sorry.
Because of the self-centered nature of a narcissist is just, they're not going to truly love you. And only narcissists can love other narcissists, I feel like.
What was her narcissistic red flags?
There's a lot. Every single behavioral trait, if you just read down what a malignant narcissist is, Keely fits the description for every single one. And I still love and care about her. Like, I'm not hateful in my heart for her at all, but she does have issues with it. A lot of it stems from insecurity about herself. So there's insecurity. The narcissism is needing constant attention, not feeling that you're self-worth, so constantly trying to act out to feel that you deserve that self-worth.
Women who engage in behavior like this are just voids, are unquenchable black holes, wild waves of the sea, foaming out their own shame, wandering stars for whom the gloom of utter darkness has been reserved forever and ever.
Doing things like partying and stuff so that you get more attention, trying to sleep around with a lot of other guys. That's traits that a lot of female narcissists will have. Actually, it's almost like her behavior was almost like masculine behavior. Like, it's usually women that want to be more committed and, and have a family and all that,
And of course, third wave feminism has raised a generation of women that are truly masculinized, that honestly and sincerely believe that they can do anything a man can do and there will be no consequences to that, that women can behave just like men and that's not a sign that something is seriously wrong with our society, that there aren't sort of inborn characteristics, inborn dispositions that each sex has, that they're supposed to adhere to and not behave like the other sex. This OnlyFans girl was a deeply disturbed woman, and this man dodged a bullet. Hopefully he will continue to grow a spine over the course of his life.
Hold on.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $100. Mick, dude, just know don't do it. Reddy's over there sizing up your wallet. Just know you just got your balls back. Learn from the experience and move on. Say no to OF 304s. Find a nice church. Live a purposeful life.
I don't have enough money, but
thank you, man.
Can I ask
Thank
you
What was your
another
second
question?
thing? What was your, yeah, go ahead.
I was just wondering, how did the beginning of the relationship start out? And like, did you notice like certain changes before it ended, or was it were you kind of blindsided?
When I met her, she was this sweet, shy girl that worked at Subway that used to bring the subs out for the homeless and stuff when I met her. She was a completely different, sweet girl, and she was just very insecure and shy. But when I let her, and that probably is a regret for me now, but when I let her go to do from working at a grocery store to stripping, that's when she very much changed. It helped her with some confidence, but it made her bring out even more of those narcissistic tendencies.
And there you have it. Any woman is potentially capable of this behavior if you do not institute proper boundaries as a man, if you do not accept your leadership role as a man, because this is a divine injunction. This isn't simply your preferences or how evolution, quote unquote, has made the world. This is a divine injunction from God. And if you refuse this mission, as this man did in his relationship with this OnlyFans girl, then then God's judgment will be on your life. You have to accept this role as leader. You have to accept this role as master. You have to accept this role as commander and institute the appropriate boundaries so this woman doesn't run roughshod over your life and you end up looking like a fool in front of thousands, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or even millions of people. Because who knows how many people have even seen videos of this guy getting absolutely humiliated by this OnlyFans girl. Anyway, I've got to wrap it up. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share it if you liked it. That is the single most important thing you can do to grow this channel, is sharing the video to get more eyes viewing it, more subscribers, and red channels will catch you in the next one.